In the remote village of Silenceville, nestled between dense forests and misty hills, there lived a man known only as Nobody. The villagers rarely spoke of him, and when they did, it was in hushed tones and with uneasy glances. Nobody was a man without a past, or at least without a past that anyone could remember. He arrived one foggy morning, a solitary figure walking out of the mist, and from that day forward, he became an enduring mystery. Nobody lived in a small, dilapidated cottage at the edge of the village, near the ancient, overgrown cemetery. His home was as unremarkable as his name, a place forgotten by time. Every day, Nobody followed a routine that seemed as eternal as the village itself. He would rise before dawn, tend to a modest garden, and then disappear into the woods, returning only after sunset with an assortment of herbs and wild plants. The villagers speculated about his origins. Some said he was a hermit fleeing a troubled past. Others whispered that he was a spirit or a man cursed to wander alone forever. Despite the speculation, Nobody was not unfriendly. He would nod politely if greeted and occasionally offered herbal remedies to those who needed them, but he never spoke of himself. One crisp autumn day, a young traveler arrived in Silenceville. The traveler, curious and free-spirited, was drawn to the village by tales of its eerie beauty and the enigmatic figure known as Nobody. Intrigued by the mystery, the traveler decided to seek him out. Finding Nobody was easy. The traveler followed the path to the old cottage and waited. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Nobody emerged from the forest, a basket of herbs in hand. The traveler approached, offering a friendly smile. "Good evening," the traveler said. "I've heard much about you. May I ask your name?" Nobody paused, his eyes reflecting the fading light. "I am Nobody," he replied, his voice soft but clear. The traveler nodded thoughtfully. "Why do they call you Nobody?" "It's what I chose," Nobody said simply. "A name is just a label. What matters is the life we lead." Intrigued, the traveler asked if they could join him in his daily routine, to understand the life of a man who had chosen to be Nobody. Surprisingly, Nobody agreed. In the following days, the traveler accompanied Nobody into the forest, learning about the plants and their uses. They shared silent meals and worked together in the garden. Gradually, a bond formed, a quiet companionship born of shared solitude. One night, as they sat by a small fire outside the cottage, the traveler asked, "Do you ever wish for more? To be someone, to have a past that people remember?" Nobody stared into the flames, his face illuminated by their glow. "Once, perhaps. But I found peace in being Nobody. It allows me to live freely, without the weight of expectations or the shadows of the past." The traveler, inspired by Nobody's words, began to understand the wisdom in his choice. Silenceville, once a fleeting stop on a journey, became a place of reflection and learning. The traveler stayed through the winter, absorbing the lessons of simplicity and contentment. Spring arrived, and with it, a restlessness in the traveler. It was time to move on, but the time spent with Nobody had left a profound mark. On the morning of departure, the traveler thanked Nobody for his kindness and the invaluable lessons. Before leaving, the traveler turned and said, "You are somebody to me. Thank you for everything." Nobody watched the traveler disappear down the path, feeling a rare emotion stir within. In choosing to be Nobody, he had found a way to touch lives without the confines of a name or past. And so the man called Nobody continued his quiet existence, a fixture of Silenceville, where the whispers of his presence became stories of wisdom and peace. In the end, Nobody was indeed somebody, not just to the traveler, but to all who learn to see beyond the surface, to the essence of a life well lived. Life is a journey, filled with peaks and valleys. Embrace each moment with an open heart. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to your dreams. Stay inspired, stay strong, and let your journey be your greatest adventure.